Okay, Glenn, now it's time to play a little game. We're gonna play a little round of hot look, hot take. We're gonna take a look at some of your spot on impressions and looks you've created of some of the most famous divas in the world and get your hot take on what it takes to do those looks.
Hot take.
Hot take, all right.
Hot take.
Let's start with the first hot look.
Ah,
Lady Gaga, wow.
yes. Lady Gaga, right? As soon as she did Bad Romance, just those beats. Mm-hmm. And then her, and then Hooked. It was it was really like a Bette Midler of the Rose moment, where it was like, yes, whatever that is, that's in my heart, that's in my soul, I'm part of it, you're part of me, and that is Lady Gaga. From the get-go. And so I was inspired to create many of her looks, especially the strong costume ones, like the Super Bowl. And that routine, and then the other one that I did, which was the David Bowie tribute that she did. And they're very difficult. They are very difficult costumes, and I made my own costume. I do my own wigs, my own costumes, and so I do like being challenged, from Bette Midler to Lady Gaga. And sometimes I'll do Bette Midler first in a show, go backstage, put my Lady Gaga makeup on and outfit, and go back on stage.
Talk about gagging the children,
really fun,
Glenn.
And then and I'll do my makeup on Facebook Live so people get to watch, because I think it's really exciting what we do backstage, the energy, the challenge, the stress.
Yeah.
It's a great reality show. Of course, we see some of that on RuPaul Drag Race, but it really happens in real life, too.
Yes, it does. All right, let's look at another hot look. Babs.
Icon, these are our grand dames, we bow down to. We meaning gay men and women, because they are such champions, and they've always stood by our side and fought for our rights, and helped to raise so much money too, to cure AIDS. And I'm a survivor of HIV for over 30 years now. So it means a lot to me that not just that someone is talented and a mega superstar, that's part of it, but that they support their fans, that they have a relationship with us. So I think that's more of a human connection that I'm more interested in than just sparkle and show.
Right. All right, another hot look. Amy Winehouse.
Amy girl.
Yes.
Amy. Amy's such a rebel. She was, her spirit still is, and that song and the uniqueness of her will last forever, I think. And again, I just love adding. I don't have a lot of time to keep adding some of my favorite artists like this. So when I do, it's very special to me that I get it done. I work so hard on studying every single movement, and that's what it is about celebrity impersonation. It's not just drag or dressing up as a character. That's Halloween. Celebrity impersonation is feeling the feelings of the song first, then studying every single movement of their hand and how fast they turn their head, and the shapes they make with their lips as they're singing, where they look during that given sentence or phrase in that song. So it's all of those mannerisms. And lip syncing too, I must say, is not just memorizing the words, but it's memorizing the breath between the words.
Yes.
That sells the lip syncing.
I want to talk about two of your legendary looks. Some of the looks that you're most famous for, though, really, the Glenn Allen lookbook is very thick and very involved. But we're going to talk about two of your most famous looks. The first one being, now people wouldn't guess it if they're seeing you for the first time in this interdimensional spectacular, but you are very famous for your dead-on, exactly right, to the T Bette Midler. Let's take a look at that. That's not a photo of Bette Midler, okay? That's a photo of Glenn Allen as Bette Midler.
Wow.
Wow. Now, tell me about the
Divine.
genesis. Yeah.
The Divine Miss M. Honestly, as a drag queen, first it starts there. First it starts with a boy wanting to wear makeup. And then it starts with, you know, somebody inviting you into a drag show. And then it leads to, you know who you look like. And then you put that look on, and then it goes to the audience freaking out. And then it goes to, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
And then it goes, it goes to, I need every look that she has.
Right.
And surprise, surprise, she has a lot.
Yes, she does. You could do, I mean, you could do Bathhouse Betty days. You could do
Bathhouse, you got
For the
Gypsy,
Boys.
You got Gypsy, you got the concert mermaid look, and of course, none other than Hocus Pocus, Winifred Sanderson.
My God,
Yeah,
yes,
one of
your
our favorites.
season is hollow. I mean, she's a woman for all seasons.
She is the woman for all seasons.
Now, people said you looked like Bette Midler, and then when the first time you did it, was it that good, or how long did it take to get that
No,
good?
actually, it was that good because when you have the face of that celebrity, here's the thing. Okay, first of all, DJ Wes is the one who got me on stage first as Bette Midler. And he's been a drag supporter forever and ever and ever. And so I've been working on and off with DJ Wes for 20 years now, but I've been doing drag for 35. Since high school, right?
Yes.
So in high school, I started doing little drag shows with my friends, you know, putting on a little dress. But what I really liked, here's the thing. When I went to a drag show, there wasn't that many, right? So I'm from the Odyssey days, which is a big club in Hollywood. And also the Peanuts days. So there's another club, Peanuts, and they had the
Yes.
best drag show called The Cosmetics. And that's where I was introduced to celebrity impersonators. And ones that did Madonna and Cher and Grace Jones and Nina Hagen, some of my favorite 80s. And I was immediately attracted to that. You know, years later, I performed with Viva, who was Madonna. And, you know, I was like, oh, you know, we're just chatting, and I said, oh my gosh, The Cosmetics were just my favorite show to watch. And she said, nuh-uh. She said, no, you weren't watching. You were studying. I saw that look in your eye. It was so funny, right? And I'm 16 years old watching these Cosmetics. So impersonating was my first go-to, and I started with Terry Nunn for Berlin, Del Bosio from Missing Persons, Susie and the Banshees, Grace Jones, Pat Benatar, people like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a long time ago, right? Look them up. And so then it evolves. It just evolves and evolves, and I keep, you know, adding to the list. And now it's Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli, Annie Lennox, Amy Winehouse, and it has been Bette Midler though for 20 years. Bette Midler's always been there.
Yeah, oh my God, that Bette Midler. What's your favorite Bette Midler number to perform?
My favorite Bette Midler song is "Stay With Me."
Oh, yeah.
And that's from the movie The Rose. If you haven't seen it, she was nominated for an Academy Award for that, The Rose. And it's a great soundtrack, great music. And of course, if you don't know the song, The Rose, that as a child, for many of us, when we heard that song, we immediately, like, our heart was like moved. It wasn't just music. It was an emotional journey through the ears. And Bette Midler is one of the only vocalists who can take you on that journey.
Yeah. Now, has Bette Midler ever come face to face with Bette Midler?
Not yet, not yet. No, you know, we're on different coasts
Right.
most of the time, unfortunately. So, no face to face yet.
Okay, here's the plan. You're gonna go near Bette Midler's house, done as Bette Midler, every day for the next 6 months until it happens.
Come out, Jack, come out.
Knock, knock, knock. Okay, here's another one of your most famous looks, the looks that made people go, who is she? Let's take a look at the famous Upside Down
Down Girl.
Girl. Iconic. Now, you came up with the idea for this while sitting in traffic.
Yes, I did. You know, and I'm a club kid, so back in the 80s, not only was I celebrity impersonation because I love the cosmetics and I love that drag, but there was also Michelangelo in that group who, you know, again, was in that Lee Bowery club kid style. And I loved the club kids. And so I would just come up with different looks on the weekends. You know, I'd perform at the drag show in celebrity impersonation, and then on the weekends, I would just think of something fun to do. It wasn't really a performance situation, it was like a weekend outfit. That look I did first for Beardo Weirdo, which was a club thrown by the Boulet brothers.
Yeah.
And I've been connected to them since early Dragula days. I was the first, at the club, I was the first winner of being Miss Dragula.
Uh-huh, no wonder.
Years ago. Anyways, and but I digress. So this was just a club lick, and I thought, you know, some club kids, they paint their lips upside down, and I'm trying to think of something silly and fun to do for the evening. And I thought, how about I turn my eyes upside down instead of my lips, because they do their lips all the time. And then, you know, it's LA, so traffic was bad, and so I spent enough time in traffic to turn the whole thing upside down, and by the time I got home, the whole thing happened, and that's where it was born. Now here's the thing too, with that picture, you see I have a daughter. When I got to the club, people were a little upset.
Really?
Because they couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle looking at me and speaking to me, and I didn't realize that was gonna happen. I didn't think they were gonna be off put. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give her a daughter. I'm gonna make her a mom, and that way she won't be so disturbing. It didn't work. It didn't work, ladies and gentlemen. She's still disturbing.